Hi guys, in this video we're going to look at how you can get the most out of your arm training and get the arms that you've always wanted with three very simple things that we can implement straight away. Then we're going to look at three different exercises that we can do to work the bicep in its full ranges, in its shortened range and in its lengthened range. So stay tuned. So the first thing I look at when starting to train any muscle group, and particularly muscle groups that might be lagging, is that we need to get rid of any sort of momentum that we are using to perform that exercise. Now, you have seen it many times before. I have been known to do it in the past before, where if we're trying to, say, do a bicep curl, we are using some sort of momentum to try and move the load or the weight. Now, by doing this, we are taking all the emphasis off the actual muscle that we're trying to make progress with. So if we are doing a bicep curl with the dumbbells, there could be a lot of shoulder coming into play there. There's going to be lats, there's going to be a lot of core taking a lot of the load. So the first thing we need to look at doing is taking any momentum out of the movement and using the muscle, the biceps in this instance, as the sole muscle that is going to perform that exercise. And later on in the video, we're going to take you through some exercises that are going to really show you how to get rid of momentum and actually start to grow your arms. The second thing we're going to look at is training the bicep at its lengthened range and in its shortened range. So we've got a long head of the bicep and the short head of the bicep. Now, for many people, we are just training and doing the same old movements. This could be just bicep curls, barbell curls, whatever it may be. Now, the biceps are more complex than that, and we can use different exercises to hit the biceps in different ranges, the lengthened range and the shortened range. And again, we're going to show you that later in this video. And tip number 3 is frequency. Now, we should be able to train our arms more than once. We could even, with good programming, train them 3 times a week. But if we can even start to train them twice a week, we're going to get a lot more progress from the arms. The arms are going to be able to recover quite quickly. Within 48 hours, we should be ready to go again and train them again. So bringing in more frequent training of the arms is going to help you. But remember, this needs to be done with good programming. So just doing the same movements that you've done earlier in the week isn't necessarily going to stimulate your arms in a way that you want. So good programming is going to use different exercises through the week to get the most stimulus and progression out of your biceps. So in this first exercise, we're going to take and work the long head of the bicep, okay? So what we need to do for this is actually take the bicep into its lengthened position. And the way that we do that is to take the elbow behind us, okay? And again, as I said earlier in the video, is we want to take any momentum out of this movement. So we really need to be as strict as possible and not use any shoulder in this movement. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use the bench, and we're going to lean back onto the bench. We're going to take the arms behind us, and we're going to lock our shoulders down. This is really important. Locking the shoulders down. Alright, so we're taking any movement out of our shoulders. And what I'm going to do here, from a fully lengthened position of the arm, I'm going to bring the dumbbells up, and at the top I'm really going to try and turn that little finger out so I can really squeeze the bicep as hard as I possibly can. I'll take it all the way down, continuously under tension, not using any sort of momentum, all the way down. And at the bottom here, I can even flex my tricep so I know that I've got that fully lengthened position, gripping onto the dumbbells as hard as I can, externally rotating the hand as best I can, getting a good squeeze on the bicep, and all the way down. Now, what you're going to have to do with this is bring the weight down, okay? If it's too heavy, you're going to use momentum. You're going to take all this good work away from the bicep, and back into other muscle groups. So lower the weight, slow the reps down. We want to be even lowering the weight down in at least 3 seconds. A good second hold in the lengthened position. Bring it up and really rotating that small finger out at the top to get it back into its shortened position and get a good squeeze. Okay guys, now in this exercise we're going to look at trying to get and work the bicep in its fully shortened position and work more of the shorter head of the bicep. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use a bench to again take any sort of momentum out of the movement and lock it into the bicep. I'm also going to take, this allows me to take the elbow in front now. Okay, so the elbow is now in front. Again, I'm going to fully extend. I'm going to drive the back of my arm, my tricep, my elbow into the bench. Okay, locking my armpit down into the bench. And from here, I'm going to grip onto the dumbbell as hard as I can to get tension into here. I'm going to bring it up. And again, I'm going to turn that hand out, the little finger out to get the bicep into its shortened position. All right, I'm going to lower slowly, good 3 seconds, fully lengthen. Don't lose the tension at the bottom, don't allow the dumbbell just to fall. And then back up, still driving my armpit and the back of my arm into the bench. So there is no momentum there at all. And through the whole range, I'm keeping tension on the bicep. So there we've taken the elbow in front and we're working a different part of the bicep. Now guys, our third and final exercise I'm going to show you is using cables. Now, using dumbbells is fantastic. Love using dumbbells. We'll also find to keep that working muscle under constant tension through its full range, using cables is a fantastic thing. Now I know you can't see it, but we've got a cable machine here. All right, and I'm going to take you through something I like to finish the biceps off to really get it from its lengthened right into its shortened position and get some really good stimulus into the muscle. Okay, so I'm going to set up a high pulley here. What I'm going to do is I want this pulley to run in a straight line all the way down my arm. So I don't want to be down here, I want to be here. All right, I'm going to lock my shoulder down. So I've got no movement from the shoulder, that's locked down, and the only movement is going to come from the elbow, okay? So from here, I'm looking to put the hand behind my head, all right? I've not brought the elbow forwards, I've not brought it up, I've locked it, okay? So I fully lengthen again, lock the shoulder down, and bring the hand behind my head. Keeping that tension on the bicep all the way out, fully lock, all the way back in, taking the hand behind my head and all the way back out. And again, it's not rushed, nice and slow, good 3 seconds on the way out, the eccentric, and then back. Okay, so using cables, particularly towards the end of the session, is going to really benefit your workouts and stimulate the muscle massively.